during our break obviously because of virus.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's excuse, but hey,
Oh, that's scary though. Of course.
you made some strong impression on our life.
Yeah. So before we begin, like, how's everyone doing?
I hope everyone is safe and somehow having fun.
Yeah.
Locked up in your house.
Miss California, I heard that Trump is gonna ban TikTok. That's so sad. Yeah.
Don't worry, you have real.
Yeah, Insta Reel. It's all right.
Real.
Okay. So when do you wanna start? 5 minutes.
We will start our main teaching in 5 minutes. Waiting for some people to come in. Today we're going to cover top five confusing Korean phrases.
Yep. Will the electric mop behind you play a big part? Electric mop.
Oh.
Hey, Akil, hello. The electric mop is making a special appearance today.
You know all those mukbang people or YouTubers have like a background things. That is our guy.
We are a little bit low budget, yeah, so we don't have anything fancy.
We just wanted to give you impression of like cleanness.
Yeah, because we keep our room clean, right?
Not really, but yes, that's our intention.
Yeah. All right. Oh.
But I haven't been doing well actually because these two guys here haven't been in contact really with you guys, especially you, Mr. Head Guy. He's no longer Mr. Head Guy, by the way. He permed his hair. Team mascot. Our team mascot is actually sort of this guy.
Yeah. 나 버렸노?
Deja vu.
Yeah, Miss California has always been our Usu pen, our top fan, and we always appreciate it. Always. Currently, we can't travel to the US to visit any one of you, so
I can't even go back to my own country.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks, but it's all right. We have all these Instagram to connect. So, and then, how have the rest of you been doing? Like, what have you guys been doing since COVID started? Yeah, so we also haven't been doing much. It's not like we can travel a lot in Australia. So we did go fishing a few weeks ago, and it was really fun. Maybe next time we'll upload some pictures on Instagram story to show you guys.
Oh, 안녕.
Who?
Oh, just.
Yeah. So just we're gonna start soon. We're gonna quickly talk about what we have to talk about today, and then after that we will go ahead and carry on with like free talking for the rest of the video.
So today what we are going to cover is some strange aspect of Korean. Oh, hello, new people. Hello, T Freezy.
T Freezy.
Go back to your room. So, if you start learning Korean, and even when I was learning Korean, there were some phrases or idiom that the literal meaning is this, but the real meaning is strange.
Yeah.
So even in English, there are some phrases like work out. Work out. At first I was like, why does it mean you're working outside or something? But it means exercise, right? So in Korean, there are some phrases that literal meaning is this, but the true meaning is completely different. Oh my god, no, I gotta go, Lord. My sister bought me cheesecake. I really miss you guys. Hopefully, you guys can make other lives. Good night, my. Yes, cheesecake is important.
Yeah.
You need to go and have some cheesecake. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be making a live video every week.
Oh,
So don't worry if you missed this one.
so for us, in Australia, we are studying in Australia right now, and our new semester started. Hi, 승호, 안녕.
Hello, Mr. Singo.
So I guess we will start our today's contents. So we have uploaded today's phrases on Q&A, and our first expression is 어떻게 오셨어요?
So if you directly translate this, if you put this into like Google Translate, it's probably going to say, how did you come here?
Bye-bye. So 어떻게 means how, 오셨어요 means how, come. But then actually, if you say 어떻게 오셨어요, it doesn't mean how did you get here. Did you take bus? Did you walk here? Did you fly here? No. When we use 어떻게 오셨어요, it usually means
how can I help you? Like when you first come to a place or something and the staff ask you this question, they're not asking you, did you come here by taxi? No, they're asking, what can I do for you? Why did you come here?
What's the occasion today? Like, it's more like, why did you come? But it's not like, oh, why did you come? It's like, oh, like, how can I help you? So this expression would be usually used in like shops, especially restaurant or cafe, where staffs are greeting you at the entrance.
Yeah.
So for example, interesting. Yes, today's content is very interesting.
And also the sneak peek to all of you that's in this video, there's going to be a part 2 and maybe part 3 in the future. So stay tuned.
So let's say you go into like cosmetic store in Korea. The staff would come up to you and ask you, 어떻게 오셨어요? So the pronunciation is 어떻게 오셨어요? 어떻게 오셨어요? And you can just reply by saying why you actually came to the store today. Like, I'm looking for this, or I'm just looking around. One of the things that I don't like about Korean stores is the staffs would always come up to you and like ask questions. 어떻게 오셨어요? Like, how can I help you? Are you looking for something? It's a bit.
Yes. Yeah, I actually agree with that. Like you're not even doing anything, and they would just randomly shout like, "Oh, if you need anything, please let us know. 필요한 게 있으시면 말씀해 주세요." Like that.
Yes, with this strange song. 필요한 게 있으시면 말씀해 주세요. 저희가 그냥 가겠습니다.
Yeah. So when I was in Korea and like everybody was shouting that in the store, and I was like, oh yo, like what's going on?
They're doing it to give you comfort, but in reality, customers are really uncomfortable. Like, should I say something? Should I call them?
Yeah.
And then if you're in the store for like more than 5 minutes, they would actually come to you even if you didn't call them. Like, bracket, you've been here for a while, and then how can I help you? 어떻게 오셨어요? Then you just want your time there, but they just keep on asking you a question.
And if they ask you that question, and if all 9 of you in this video say, 저 택시 타고 왔어요, I'll be like, oh my lord, please don't do that.
Like if the staff ask you 어떻게 오셨어요, and then I came here by taxi, that would be a awkward moment.
Like epic fail. Like, oh my god, like.
One of those moments, like staff needs to be nice to you, but then they don't know what to answer. They give you awkward laugh.
So wait, if I actually said that to you, if you're the staff and I said that to you, 저 버스 타고 왔어요. What would be your reaction?
Like, okay, have a look and enjoy your tour.
Oh my lord!
Like it will be like, oh, maybe,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, now that all of you know this, it's please don't make this mistake. And it's I also want to mention that thanks for tuning in to the live video because we are not gonna upload these things on Instagram in the near future. So all of those that are here today get this special information.
Yes, just for you.
Yeah.
And since now Instagram has the function of reel, we are thinking of uploading some crazy videos as well. It doesn't always have to be related to Korean, but stay tuned for that as well. Like it's hard time for you guys as well, and we just wanna give you some laughter.
Yep.
If it can be a bit more educational, it will be better. We'll try our best.
Okay.
So that was the first top 5 confusing phrase. 어떻게 오셨어요? Which means for newcomers, 어떻게 오셨어요 doesn't mean how did you get here. It means what can I do for you? How can I help you today?
And before we move on, let us know in the comments. Did you know about this before watching this live video, or did you just find out about it today? Let us know.
And share those expressions that you know that when you're learning Korean, like this. When I was learning Korean, this phrase's meaning was so strange. Like share with other people.
Yep.
We can also talk about that as well.
민석, why is here?
So we have a question from one of the viewers. Okay. Minseok, why is your hair so pasta? So I permed my hair recently.
So pasta, what?
I like it, but maybe the viewer didn't like it.
What kind of question is that? But okay.
And I can see most of the viewers today are ladies. I dyed my hair into blue.
He tried.
I tried, but I can't see any color. So I'm very sad. Is there any tips that you can give me in the future?
Okay. Yep. So next one, we're just putting a verb in there because we can change the subject to anything. So 떨어지다, if you put this into Google Translate is gonna say to drop. Something falls, something drops. That's the meaning of 떨어지다.
Bleach.
And then
I don't think my hair will stand the bleach.
His hair will turn into powder.
Like the one that you see in the Marvel movie. Like
next minute he's bald. Next minute he's bald.
Only my half of my hair is gone.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So the main meaning is to fall. But what is the second meaning of 떨어지다?
시험에 떨어지다.
I was gonna say like stuff in the fridge or something.
Oops. So 떨어지다 has a lot of meaning instead of fall. So this is 떨어지다, to drop or literally to something to fall down. But then 떨어지다 has several other meanings, which is completely different. I would say it's not completely different, but one of the meaning of 떨어지다 is to run out of.
Yes.
So if you say food run, if you ran out of food in the fridge, you would use this word 떨어지다. 음식이 떨어지다. It doesn't mean like depending on the context, it could mean that literally the food dropped. But usually it means 냉장고에 음식이 떨어졌네. It means 냉장고에 at the fridge 음식이 the food 떨어졌네. We ran out. So I would say it's very different meaning.
Yes.
So this could be very confusing when people learn this phrase.
You could think of it as something similar also, because like it might have a non-literal meaning, like not literally falling down, but like it fell out of the fridge and then there's no more. Maybe you could think of it that way. I'm not sure. Yes, and so if you go to a restaurant, let's say I go to a restaurant and you take my order, and I say maybe like 떡볶이 하나 주세요, and then let's say it's out. What would you tell me?
죄송합니다. 오늘은 떡볶이가 다 떨어졌어요.
다 떨어졌어요.
What is the difference between 떨어지다 and 빠지다? Good question. So in this question, 떨어지다 need to be used as a meaning of to fall, but 떨어지다 can means to fall or to drop, but then 빠지다 is you fall usually in the pit,
True.
into a hole. So 빠지다, let's say, my wallet fell into the well. That's 빠지다. Or so you need to have something that looks like a bowl or pit. So you can also say, I 빠지다 at the swimming pool. But then 떨어지다 is usually like to fall. Like
just simply,
to fall.
Simply falling, right?
So if you want to say something about 떨어지다, it's usually like you fall from the cliff. That would be 떨어지다. Or fall from the stairs. 떨어지다. Fall from the roof. 떨어지다.
Yep, exactly.
I hope that clears your question.
Yep.
Yes, and hello everyone, and hello coming back people. 떨어지다, so 떨어지다 has a meaning of to run out of, and there's another extra meaning. So 떨어지다 means to fail a test.
Yeah.
So when you say 떨어지다 from certain test, it means usually if there's like a pass or fail in that test, you would use 떨어지다. So for example, if you did the college entrance exam in Korea, we usually use 떨어지다. 시험에서 떨어지다.
Yeah.
So that's why in Korea it's sort of superstition. When it's before your test, when somebody see like something dropping, they're like, oh, why did you make it fall? So because they think like those expression is related to like the real situation, so it gives you like bad karma. So the pen drops, but then 펜이 떨어지다, but it also means it contains the word 떨어지다. So just by imagining that they're like paranoid, oh my god, I'm gonna 떨어지다 this test. So if you visit Korea during the time of college entrance exam, which is usually November in Korea,
가만있어.
Can I ask a quick question? How do you say I'm not interested or please leave me alone?
거죠.
So I can sense that you want some strong.
You're annoyed, right? Annoyed.
Strong expression. I'm not interested. Please leave me alone. I think you want it you want to say towards like people who are like flirting you or like bothering you, I think you can just say 꺼져. 꺼져.
I'll type it in the comments.
So 꺼져 literally means get lost.
Piss off, get lost.
Piss off, get lost,
Mm.
go away. He uploaded how to write it in Korean. It is pronounced as 꺼져. 꺼져. 꺼져.
Yeah. So good questions. I like these questions. Please keep it coming, especially the 떨어지다 빠지다 question. That's really good.
떨어지다 빠지다 was really a good question because it both has similar meaning but different in some way.
So if I went to the restaurant and he told me 떡볶이 다 떨어졌어요, and if any one of you watching this video says, 주방에서 떨어졌어요 onto the floor, I will be like, oh my lord. I'll be like, why you do that? So please don't do that, okay?
How do you say be quiet in Korean? So be quiet. Be quiet in polite way would be shh.
Yeah, literally. That's not wrong.
Shh. But if you want to make it polite way, 조용히 해주세요. 조용히, quietly 해주세요. Do it please. 조용히 해주세요. 조용히 해주세요. But he also put down 닥치다. So I think you might have heard this in a lot of drama. No. So if you wanna say in strong impression, you can also say 닥쳐. I think you might have heard it a lot in dramas and stuff. Does 가자 means let's go in Korean? Please tell me I'm right. 가자, let's go. 가자, let's go.
Exactly. 닥쳐 민서가.
So we have another question. Can you teach us some words in Korean, please? What kind of words do you want to know? Do you have anything in particular that you want to learn?
Let us know in the comments, and we will keep going.
Which one is right? 시험이, 시험에. It's 시험에.
에서? 시험에서 떨어지다, like.
에 or 에서. Yes. But if you use 시험이, I will get into a little bit of boring part. E is a subject marker that when E is attached to a noun, it means this thing is a subject. So if you say 시험이 떨어지다, it means the 떨어지다 no longer has the meaning of to fail the test. It goes back to the original meaning to fall. So literally it means the test fell.
Yep.
But it doesn't make any sense. So you need to add I. So in this sentence, if you say 시험에 떨어지다, in front of the sentence, this part is omitted. 내가, or somebody failed from this test. So 시험에 or 시험에서.
Yeah, good question.
Very sharp questions. You're keeping us on our toes. We're like, whenever we get questions, we feel proud, but at the same time, we're like, I hope you guys are proud of me. I'm learning how to speak and understand Korean, but I still can't read or write. No, learning a language takes a lot of practice and time, so don't worry. You're not a horrible student, you're a good student.
At least
you're attending our live video, so that means you're already a good learner. Okay. Cultural question. Why do some Korean workers refuse to talk to me in Korean? I'm trying to practice improve, but they only respond in English. This was in Us and Korea. Okay. I think that's because they think it's more I'm just guessing here, but I think this is the most cases where they think it's more polite to talk to you in English, even though you talk to them in Korean, because I don't know, they think if they start talking in Korean, you might not understand, and we might think that that's like not polite thing.
I also want to add something to that question. Good question also. I think another reason might be because when the Korean people see you, they know that you're not Korean and they know that you're a foreigner. They immediately want to practice speaking English with you.
So this is good point. So what you asked, you said you want to practice Korean, but then they're speaking in English. It's also the same case for Koreans. If you visit Korea, I think more than 80% of Korean population haven't talked to native English speakers for more than 5 minutes in their life. So it's very unusual case for them. So maybe some people would think that, oh, this is a good chance for me to practice English. So if you want to practice Korean, I think you can politely ask them, oh, I'm learning Korean and I want to practice my Korean with you. Can you answer me back in Korean? Then they will be actually very happy to answer you in Korean.
Exactly.
Okay. 멀리 and 너머의 차이. We love you too, Jason. So 멀리 is just far distance. 너머에 means to be over something, over the hills usually, over the wall, over the fence. That's when you use 너머에. Okay, we have a lot of comments. They're not trying to be disrespectful. They assume you're a tourist, so they try to make it you. That's also one of the expression. They just assume that you're a tourist. They don't mean any bad or they don't mean to be disrespectful. They're just like trying to put you in a situation which is most easiest for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good answer, thanks. No, it was a good question. It will be awkward or uncomfortable depending on the person too. So we are having a lot of questions coming in. That's very good. Throw us any questions if you have any, anytime. If you guys don't have any more question, we'll move on to our next expression.
Hello, Eve. Long time no see.
Okay, this one, yes, it's very controversial. Jason, no problem. Even in Korea, this thing, 머리를 잘랐어요, is very. We sometimes make fun of our own expression. It's very commonly used. It's just the way we use it. But even Koreans sometimes get why we use it. So 자르다 is the original form. 자르다 means to cut. 샥. Or 샥 with scissors. 자르다. 잘랐어요 means the past tense of 자르다. So cut is also cut in past tense. So you cut something. But then if you look into the dictionary what 머리 means, it means head. Entire head. So if you say 머리를 잘랐어요, the literal translation is
cut the head. Wait, what? Huh?
Next slide. So 머리를 잘랐어요. It's like
wait a minute.
Suddenly your friend came up to you and said, 나 머리 잘랐어. I cut my head.
Yeah?
Yeah? So 머리를 자르다 basically means to cut your hair. It doesn't mean you cut your head. Like
Yes, exactly. So don't get shocked when your friend comes up to you and says that. Don't get too shocked. It means that the person cut their hair. Exactly. Mori, how about hair? Yes, exactly.
So we have a couple of more questions. How do you say you're my best friend in Korean? So I will first tell you how to say best friend. We usually say 베프, 베프, which is short form of short form of best friend, best friend 베프. But or if you want to say it in Korean, you can just say 가장 친한 친구. 가장 친한 친구. 가장, the most, 친한, close or friendly, 친구, friend.
Yeah.
So you are my best friend. So if you want to say it in full expression, you can say 너는 나의, 너는 you are, 나의, my, possessive form, 나의 best friend. You can just say best friend or 가장 친한 친구야. That's a cute and lovely phrase.
So I'm putting all these phrases into the comments as we go. So just check the comments.
I have another question. Would it be appropriate for a young woman to call another girl who's younger 누나? Would it be appropriate for a young woman to call another girl who's older? Okay. First, 누나 is used by guys. If a girl is calling on another older woman, that will be 언니. And for all these terms, 언니 or 누나, it's usually used when you are very close with someone. If you suddenly go up to someone and call them 언니, they'll be like, you're not even that close to me. Why are you calling me 언니? So
also, if you just assume that somebody is older than you, it might be a bit offensive. Also, like do I look like an onni to you?
Yeah. Especially in Korea, where age is very important matter. So it's either they would ask you, just call me 언니, or you ask them, can I call you 언니? That's the case where you can call them by that phrase.
But good question. One thing about Korean language is you don't need to include you in the sentence. You don't need to say, do you have, or like how much, or like how old are you, or like where are you going? You don't need to say you in the sentence. Yeah, so you don't need to say 언니 or anything. Yeah.
And we have similar questions. Would it be disrespectful to call older man or older male friend uncle? So
by uncle, do you mean 아저씨 or
아저씨 or 삼촌? If you're really close, you can even call them 삼촌, which is uncle. But if it's okay, try to use 아저씨 or 아줌마 when it's like so clear. It's super clear. You see them like 주름 wrinkled, and then you can at least expect they're in their mid age, or else you should try to avoid using the term 아줌마 or 아저씨.
Yeah, if you want to ask a question, you can just say 저기요 and then ask that question. You don't even need to say like 아저씨 or like 언니. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Good questions.
So we just covered the phrase called 머리를 잘랐어요, which means to cut your hair, not your head. So you can use these phrases in the future. Is there any questions? Then we'll move on to our next phrase.
We have two more phrases, so stay to the end if you want to find out the last one. Yeah, it's good. It's important. Yeah.
All of the phrases today, the that we learned today is very commonly used. So, when you want to talk a child, how you do that?
Like talk to a child. Like what? How do you do it? Like, do you use 존댓말 or like how do you call the child? I think.
Oh, if it's really small child, you can just say, 애기야, 애기야, which means baby.
Or in English context, maybe like hey kid, like similar, right?
But maybe 애기야, you can use it for kids who are under like 4 years old. If they're already 5 or 6, they will be like, who are you calling kids? Huh?
True.
Oh my god, I'm such a dork, but thanks for answering my questions, guys. Now, it was a good question. How to ask about the directions?
Next time, shall we?
So this is very good topic, and especially when you're a tourist in Korea, this is like an essential thing. So next week we're doing our live session again, the same time on Friday. So we can cover the directional terms and phrases.
Good suggestion, Eve. Thank you. Next week, join our live video.
Yes, the only way to find out is to join us next week. Okay, I think we don't have any questions. Then we'll move on to our next expression. It's 아저씨가 돌아가셨어요. 아저씨가 돌아가셨어요. So, we just use 아저씨 so that no one gets offended in this sentence. 돌아가다 is like a complement verb in Korean.
Complement? No. Compound.
Compound. I confused with Chinese. Compound verb, which is two sort of verb meet together and make a new meaning. So 돌다 means to rotate or turn around, and 가다 means to go somewhere. 가자. But when 돌다 and 가다 meets together, it becomes it's 돌아가다. It means to go back, to return. It doesn't mean rotate and go. It just means to go back to somewhere, to go back home, to return home. So that's the original meaning. But then does that mean 아저씨가 돌아가셨어요? Means he went back to his home or somewhere? Yes, it can mean he went back, but we often use it more as to pass away.
Pass away.
When you use 돌아가셨어요 for somebody, especially aged people, it means they have passed away.
Yeah.
So it's completely different meaning.
So if you might be wondering, then how do I differentiate between the meaning? How do I know which one it means? So my suggestion is context and maybe expression.
Expression. Like, so they're saying 돌아가셨어요, but then you're like, oh, where did he go back? Then it's like,
if you do that,
get out of this word.
So be very careful when you hear this. Think about what it means and then say what you want to say. Yeah, don't just jump in and say, where did he go?
Where did he go?
If you do that,
what would you recommend I do or act for myself not to look like a tourist? Because I heard about a lot of girls scamming and etc. There's no way that you can avoid that scam, because they're not only approaching tourists, they're also approaching Koreans, like the natives living in Korea. So when somebody is like excessively kind to you, the total stranger suddenly come up to you and like, oh, let's talk, you look so nice, I will get you a coffee, let's have a drink. like I will get you something, let's go somewhere together and like talk about these things. Have a doubt first in your mind and then try to refuse. Just say, no, I'm busy. Just say I'm busy. Like on you're just traveling in Korea. If you're not expecting to meet someone, or like if it's not a person that you ask for help, then just try to refuse things. I think that's the best way to avoid scamming.
It's a good question because one tip for you is Koreans tend to be a little bit more shy, so they don't really go out to random people and ask random things or talk about random things anytime. Yeah. So if the person goes up to you and they ask for directions or they ask something simple, then most likely it's not a cult. But if they go up to you and say, "Oh, we are having like a study group for foreigners. Like, do you want to learn more about Korean culture, or do you want to try hanbok, for example?" And yeah, most likely that's a cult, and you should avoid it. Yeah, just say no.
They will try to give you compliment, like very extra compliments, like wow, you look so great. Oh my god, your aura is special. You have good karma in you. Like those you need to be careful of. Stink face, maybe not, because they might be like saying something bad at you. So just say, sorry, 죄송합니다. Like I'm busy. Like bye, like that. I noticed the sound of ka is different while you talk.
Yeah, I think what if means is like it's not ga ga. It's not ga. It's ga. Like how do I explain this? Right. It's not. It's G/K.
아저씨가 돌아가셨어요. It depends on the which word it is. But do you remember which part that I sound different for 가? Out of the topic, is there any difference between 미안한데 and 죄송한데? Which one would sound more natural? So they're both natural, and it's very commonly used, both 미안한데, 죄송한데. But I'm not sure if you know the grammar point 한데. But in terms of naturalness, 미안한데 is casual form and 죄송한데 is polite form. So in Korean language we have honorific and casual form. So 죄송합니다 is when you say it to stranger or people older than you who are superior than you, like your boss or your parents. 미안해 or 미안합니다 is still formal, but 미안해 is casual form. So 미안한데 would be someone who are close to you or who are in a similar age to you. 죄송한데 would be used for people who are older than you. In most cases. Yeah, that one. 아저씨가 돌아가셨어요. So 아저씨가 maybe do you have any?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Actually, I just thought about this 2 days ago. Like, how do I improve my Korean pronunciation without sounding like a foreigner too much? And one tip for you is to think about how King Sejong made the letter.
Wow, this is going deep.
I'm not gonna go so deep. I'm just gonna tell you quickly.
So for your information, King Sejong is the king in Joseon Dynasty in Korea who invented Hangul. Wow.
So
he's a man.
Instead of pronouncing ka as ga in English, ka, what I suggest is when you pronounce it, make your tongue touch the top of your throat and then say ka, because that's why the shape of gyok is like this. So like,
So 기억 was based on the shape of your tongue. You know, the tongue is quite longer than you expect. Longer than you think. So tongue starts from like here. It goes up and it stays there like that. But then when you pronounce ka, the tongue is like this shape. That's why the King Sejong made the letter looks like this.
So instead of making your tongue soft and say ga, like put it on the top of your mouth and shoot it. Ga.
And I guess it's also influenced by the speed of the speaking. So when natives speak fastly, rather than GA sound, it might sound a bit like G/K because they're saying it in quick. They're saying it quickly, like 아저씨 가. So it's not like 아저씨 가. It's like 아저씨 가. It sounds in between ka and ka. Oh my god, that's deep. Yeah, it's a bit deep, but we try to study all those fundamental things as well to give you
extra value. If you join the live video, we give you extra value. I can't say these things on Instagram on the post because it's too long. Nobody's gonna read it.
we should open up our own institute.
KH, maybe. I really don't think you should put it in English letters. Like,
so both of us, when we are teaching Korean, we have agreed that Korean romanization sucks. Korean romanization sucks. I don't care if the Korean Language Institute attacks us, because they should also admit that Korean romanization doesn't fully express the pronunciation. For example, my last name, my family name, Kim. Honestly, Kim, we don't say Kim in Korean. We say Kim. But that's the way the institute has organized the romanization. So we're not saying don't use it. You can use it as a reference, but try to listen to natives saying and try to follow their pronunciation rather than justifying the letter into romanization.
Exactly.
So in terms of ka that we are talking right now, yes, we have said G/K, but that's the only way we can explain it to you. It's very subtle difference, so we cannot exactly say it in English. Silver guy, hello. Can I just take next summer? Lower food is on me. That's when we can go to Korea. We're not sure. I don't think I can even go to my own country these days.
All right. Anyway, we don't have any other questions, so we will move on to the last phrase, and we don't have much time actually. Let me see. We have 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes.
We have 10 more minutes, and this is today's our last expression. This is very sad expression, but it's very common. But before that, we have one question. I have a strange question about the accent, like Busan and Seoul. It's the same words or?
It's like, is it the same words? Like, do Gyeongsangdo people use same words as Seoul people?
Do you mean the dialect they use, Busan and Seoul people? So, in terms of dialect, Busan people sometimes use completely different words compared to Seoul people. So, I live near Busan called Daegu, and Seoul people call leek, the vegetable leek.
Did you forget?
부추.
Oh. Oh.
부추. But for example, Busan people call it 대구 people call it 전구지. So it's calling the same thing, but they're using a different word. And even in terms of intonation and the accent, depending on dialect, it's very different. And also the way you speak is very different. This is something that Korean comedians make fun of it a lot. So for example, the most famous thing is that him? Is that him? In Seoul language, we would say, 저게 그 사람이야? Or 저 사람이 그 사람이야? Is that guy? Or is that the person that you were talking about? But in Busan dialect, they're saying 가가. That's it. 가가. Whereas Seoul, 저 사람이 그 사람이야? So it's really different, right? It's very interesting, Korean dialect.
Another thing is, all of you, I'm pretty sure most of you know dalgona, right? Everyone was making dalgona coffee during the lockdown. So in Seoul, people call it dalgona, but in Busan, people call it a different word, completely different word for dalgona. Also, if you're talking about the intonation, if you ask a Seoul person to pronounce blueberry smoothie, they would pronounce it differently than Busan people. Busan people would say blueberry smoothie.
Blueberry smoothie. Seoul, blueberry smoothie. Busan, blueberry smoothie.
Exactly. It's interesting.
등긴 드났어.
Wait, what?
Hey, I was wondering if you could later explain a little what 시험 보느라 수고 많으셨어요 means.
We'll explain now.
We can explain it now. 시험 means test. 보느라,
busy doing,
like because you were looking. 느라 is like because you were. 보다 is the original form of the verb here. 시험 보다 means to take exam, to enroll in an exam, participate in an exam. So because you were taking this exam, 수고하다 is something that English language doesn't really use. toilsome. To have toilsome. You have done hard work, that kind of meaning.
Yes.
And then 수고가 많다. 수고가 많다 means you have a lot of hard work. So because you were taking the test, you had a lot of toilsome or hardship. So which means you have done good, you have done well. You're like cheering them up. 시험 보느라 수고 많으셨어요. But because we use 쉬었어요, it's past tense and also formal case. Alright, you gorgeous guys. Thank you so much. I need it. Sorry for making. I gotta go now. Okay. Bye. See you next week. 잘 자요, boys. Very happy to see you again. Take care. Okay.
See ya.
We have some people leaving. So we'll quickly cover the last expression because we also have very few minutes left on Insta Live. So 차다. Original meaning means to kick.
To kick. Don't do that.
차다. So 나는 차다 is like I kick.
발냄새.
But if you say 차였다, it's past tense and it's passive form. Like I got kicked. That's the literal meaning. But the real meaning is
I got rejected by somebody else.
Or you got dumped.
Dumped.
Somebody dumped you. 나 차였어. 나 차였다. means other person dumped me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you will see this expression a lot in dramas and movies.
Yeah. And I just want to say something cultural tip. For some reason, Koreans like to care about who dumped you first. So who got dumped first? Who was the one that dumped the other person, or whether you got dumped?
So like, they're always saying like, I dumped her, I dumped him. I'm the one who dumped.
I don't know why. Like
they feel that if you are the one who dumped the other one, it feels like you won. Is Korean have a past, present, and future verse like English? Yes, we have grammar forms to differentiate the tenses. For example, 였다 like this. 차였다 is one of the way you can say things in past tense. And something something 다, just something something 다 is present tense usually. And then the future form is, for example, 할 거예요, 할 거예요. 먹을 거예요. It's like I'm going to eat.
Good question, but the reason why we don't really talk about grammar a lot in our lessons and in our live videos because I think people can find it online. That information is available online. So we try to make content about things that you can't really find online or things that people don't tell you.
We can proudly say these kind of expressions are not commonly found on YouTube's or Naver or any online materials because these are the common phrases that you can encounter in Korea, but there are too many things to cover in Korean language, so I think they don't have much time to cover these kind of things. But for us, we want to introduce you to this kind of part of the language.
So good on you. Good on everyone who joined the live video today because this information is only in the live video. If you don't watch the live video and you only follow our posts, we don't say these things. How long do we have left?
So we have one minute left. If you guys don't have any questions, this was our contents today. So from now on, we will do our live video every week, and hopefully you guys can join us in the future as well.
For all of you in this live video, special access to next week's live video, special news. This is what do you call it, like pre-order or like
preview.
Next week's live video will be about asking directions in Korea. All of you watching this video will know. Only you guys, okay? Yes. All right. So we only have 20 seconds left. Thank you all for joining us.
Okay. So see you next week.
다음에 봐요.
안녕. We will do that, Eve.
Bye bye. 2, 1. Are you gonna upload it?
Should we? Like today we had a lot of.
Yeah, today was 대성공.
The average was 10.
UG.
Wow.
UG.
The highest was 6.
Yeah. We're still live.